Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade Not Hallmark and card 1 of my Christmas in July series. Today's card features a cute stamp from Simon Says Stamp and My Favorite Things. This was from the Stamp-Timber release last year. I didn't get an opportunity to use it last year, so I wanted to use it this year. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. So like I mentioned at the beginning, this stamp set came out last year during Stamp-Timber, and I didn't get an opportunity to use it. And I wanted to use it in my Christmas in July series because unfortunately My Favorite Things is going to be closing down, and I know that this stamp set isn't available, but they still have a lot of really great stamp sets that are similar to this that you could use. And I just thought these images were super cute, and I wanted to use them at least one last time before My Favorite Things was gone forever, which makes my heart really sad. But I know they have a lot of things going on, so just gonna support them while I can, and that's why I wanted to create this card today. So the first thing I wanted to do is I got my ink blending done. I got a panel cut out here, and I'm just using some Distress Oxide inks and Tumbled Glass and Salty Ocean to create kind of like a winter sky. I wanted to do the ink blending to kind of fade down to where it would look like almost snow for my little critters to sit on. And I just went back and forth until I was happy with the ink blending. I am using a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock for my ink blending today. It's my preferred cardstock for any type of ink blending because the ink just kind of glides across it nice and smooth, and it makes for a really nice transition. The next thing I did is I got out a stencil from Simon Says Stamp, and I went over top of it with the darkest color, the Salty Ocean, just to create some fun snowflake effect in the background. I did this a couple years ago and I really enjoyed the way that it looked, and I really feel like it adds a little bit of interest and fun to a background without having to add too many layers or having to wait for glitter paste or anything like that, which you definitely could do. I think it would be fun to do glitter paste, but I wanted to make this card a little bit quicker because I am going to be using my majority of the video is going to be the coloring of the images, so I wanted the background to be a little bit more subtle. Next, I did a little bit of spritz of some shimmer spray, and I'm going to set that off to the side to dry completely and clean up my station. And I stamped my images onto some craft cardstock with some VersaFine Onyx black ink, and I'm going to do some colored pencil coloring. I always start with a white base and then I go in and add my different layers. I'm going to put on some music for you guys to enjoy while I do the coloring, and I'll be back with you guys as soon as we're all done. finishing up this last little image here with my colored pencils, and you could definitely color these in using any medium. I just really like using my colored pencils on craft with images like this. I feel like it makes them look a little cuter, and I feel like I do a better job blending with my colored pencils than I do any other medium. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my images and I'm going to put them back in my MISTI. I left the stamps in the MISTI where they were, and I'm going to put them back in there and stamp over them one more time with that VersaFine Onyx Black ink, because whenever I do colored pencil coloring, it does leave a little bit of a film on them, and doing this helps kind of brighten up the line work. It is kind of scary and a little tricky, but if you keep everything lined up the way you had it, it works out just fine. So that's why I like to do this. I really feel like it brightens them up and brings out the details a little bit better. So I'm just very lightly making sure everything was lined up and stamping it down one more time, and I think it turned out great. They really shine and really pop out once you do that second stamping. Next, what I'm going to do is, because I don't have the dies for this, I'm going to go around with a pencil and I'm going to outline how far I want my fussy cutting to be. Kind of similar to like you would with a die, there would be a little bit of an outline. This just helps me die cut them a little bit nicer. If I freehand it, it gets kind of wonky. So if I give myself a guide with a pencil, it really helps me kind of stay consistent all throughout. And you can do this with any images that you don't have any dies for. This really helps to kind of make sure everything's nice and lined up. So I'm just going around the edge with my pencil, and then I will fussy cut these out using my detail scissors, and it works out great. It's a really easy way to kind of make sure everything stays consistent. So you can see here I've got all my images cut out and they look perfect. Super easy images to cut out. I really like these ones from My Favorite Things, and again, like I mentioned, I'm really sad that they're going to be leaving. I've had a lot of fun creating with their products, and I know that they're going to be having some sales on, you know, kind of whatever they have left on their inventory. But I know we all loved My Favorite Things, and we'll still continue to use their products even though you may not be able to get them anymore. I'm still going to use their products, so even if you can't get them anymore but you have them in your stash, I'm still going to share their products. So look forward to that. Just to kind of still help support them and just kind of remember what a great company they really were. Next, I'm going around with some white gel pen details and some black details. This is completely optional. These images are cute without them, but I wanted to go around and add some details. And I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. My husband's outside with his power washer cleaning the vehicles off, so I apologize if you hear any background noise. But I like adding these white gel pen details, especially on my colored pencil images. I really feel like it makes them pop, adds a little bit more character. But again, you can leave this step out. It's not necessary. And the next thing I'm going to do is I went in with a Stardust glitter pen and added some fun shine and shimmer to these images and their little cookies, which I think is super sweet. Christmas cookies are one of my favorite things to do during the holidays, so these images were super sweet, and I made the little kitty look like my cat, so I had to add that in there as well. Now that I have all the elements ready to go, we can start assembly of the card. I'm going to stamp down the greeting that comes in the stamp set. It says, "May your Christmas be filled with love, joy, and cookies," which is super great. I'm super excited to bring back Christmas in July. It's my favorite time of year. It really starts to gear up for the holidays. You know, after Christmas in July, I move right into my fall cards and Halloween cards, and we go right back into Christmas, which, you know, this second half of the year is the gear up to my favorite season. And I really wanted to get back into, you know, my card making for this time of year because I know you guys enjoy it. We all enjoy it. It just brings us so much joy and really kind of get you into the mood to make cards and into the spirit of the holidays. So I was really excited to bring this card series back for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to stamp that down using some VersaFine sticky ink, and I'm going to go in with some Brutus Monroe Alabaster White embossing powder to emboss my image to really make it stand out against that blue background. You could definitely do like a strip of cardstock and do it that way. I felt like it looked really nice on this background. It kind of brought the white from the bottom back up to the top. And I just love heat embossing. It's one of my favorite techniques. I just think it's super neat. My kids still think it's cool. You know, it's like magic. So get that all heated up and melted, and it looks super great. And then we can start assembling of the card. So I used a die also from My Favorite Things. It was part of one of their blueprint sketches that came out years ago. It's one of my favorite scalloped kind of dies to use. I've used it so many times. It's just so versatile. You can use it in all sorts of occasions. And I felt like it went really well with this card with the cookies. And the pattern paper, I believe, comes from Whimsy Stamps. I'll try to link it in the description below, but you could use any pattern paper that you like. I felt like this was good because it looked kind of like a cookie with some snowflakes on it, so that's the reason why I used this one, but it looked really great. And this is a top folding A2 card, but I kind of tilted it to be more of a landscape, so it's a side top fold. I don't know really how they call it that, but I'm just using some Barely Arts adhesive to adhere everything down nice and flat. I'm going to add some dimension with the characters and some snowflakes a little bit later. So this is a fairly flat card. You could easily send in the mail. And I did leave the inside blank so you could, you know, put anything you wanted in there. If you wanted to stamp another one of the images that comes in this set, or any sets that you have on the inside, you definitely could, but I just decided to leave it blank. And I just put my MISTI on top of it to add a little bit of pressure to help hold it down while I got the rest of my elements ready. So I am using some low profile 3D adhesives to pop everything up, and I kind of saved a little bit of time in the video so you guys didn't have to watch me struggle get all of these on there. But it's kind of the layout I'm going with here. Put the bunny in the middle and then the other two critters on either side, which I thought was super cute. I love that little bunny. He's so sweet. It looks like he's taking a bite out of the cookie, which I think is super fun. Gonna get all those adhered down here, and then I'm gonna go in with some clay snowflakes. My favorite clay snowflakes I have used over the years. You guys will see these again many times. They are still some of my favorite embellishments to use on holiday cards. So I'm just going to adhere those down randomly wherever I feel like I need to fill them in. I don't follow any kind of patterns or anything like that, but I just kind of fill in where I feel it looks nicest. And that will finish up this card for today. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. If you liked the video, please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel and during my Christmas in July series. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and I can't wait to share with you the next one. I'll see you soon. Bye. On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel.